Is it really?
9:45.
Oh, 9:45. It
Yep.
sure is. Well, let's see if we had a clue there. Yes, we did.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Good morning,
And
Ricardo.
we are live on YouTube, allegedly. There we go. We're live.
We are live YouTube. Hi, YouTube. How you doing?
Woohoo! Great price action, y'all.
It's already happening here.
I've got LJAQ up on my upper left grid where I usually have a SPY 5-second chart. Nailing levels right and left. That thing is psycho. Don't go chasing that, but if you see a clear setup on it, you can take a scalp. That's what we do. We scalp things. We don't give a damn about holding them longer than we have to. All right, SPY, let's see what you got for me.
I'm a slow scalper.
Okay, right now I can sell that credit spread and butterfly conversion for exactly my risk on that $2 wide put spread I have expiring on Tuesday. Tuesday is a Monday because we're closed on Monday. Tuesday acts like a Monday, so it's 1 day to expiration from today. So ideally, I should probably lock that in anyway. And the point being is if that thing is at the middle of my butterfly on Tuesday towards the end of the day, I make a killing because I have a deep in the money put at that point and 2 short legs at the middle where price is. So that's where it gets interesting because you can make almost maximum profit on the width of 1 leg of the spread, which is going to be the debit side, while locking it in with a credit spread on the other side. So towards the end of the day, when the out of the money put is going to expire worthless and the 2 short puts, which are hopefully at the money at that time, the one that is in the money will have its intrinsic value up to the width of the spread. And I think we got a measured move coming to run down to that 378 target here. Let's see if it works.
I just put a photo up in chat. 5-minute chart. We're in the in between.
Nice.
Of those candles from pre-market yesterday.
Got a high and tight pennant here on this LJAQ.
Also, yesterday's low, 1230.22. So this is we got to see how it reacts here because if it blows that low.
Are we looking at 50% retracement here on this SPY?
Yeah, I can. Run right to it. So we're looking at 380.
Oh, you talking about the 50% retracement of that drop?
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, I love hearing this language.
About 380.05.
I love hearing the 50%.
What the heck happened here?
Yes, I see it.
Go away. I don't understand why it's messing with my drawings now.
Okay, I need to get my 15-minute opening range. I'm zoning out here.
Bam, we got KALA nailing the 50%. Like magic. Look at that. Wicked right through it.
Look at that.
Poof. This is legendary price action, guys. This is awesome. Being able to nail those like that over and over again on three different equities real quick. Still waiting for TUEM to form a full reversal down here somewhere, but it's kind of playing with tipping over, so be careful of that one. And this LJAQ, that thing is a super low float. It operates like an SPAC, so it's like, I mean, a magnet for bag holders. So be careful. But when it sets up a good setup, you can make a good play on that. Here we are at about half that pole, so we're right to a 50% bear retracement, 1444. We'll see if we pop up here. I'm going to adjust this angle. All right, SPY, right to the 50%, bam, pulled right back. Now we can set up accumulation into a double bottom here and continue a reversal. See how that looks. Yeah, that can definitely do that, but it might not. We went right to that line I drew last night.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
That's a way to wake up, man.
Morning.
Do you see that, Stone?
Is that where?
That line I drew last night?
Did you
How?
just post it up?
I got it in the stream right now. How
Oh,
methodical
let me
is that?
come. Let me go see. Oh my goodness,
I mean,
dude,
you can't
patent that.
put that in a book.
No,
I
you
can.
can't. No, you can. You can. That's what I'm saying. You heard me say patent it. You
Right?
can.
So how did I find that target?
Okay, DGBI is in a descending channel.
I think KALA is about done until it gets past this resistance point. It might.
And it's forming a wedge. Back to the support of the second flag from pre-market.
I'm going to take you guys on a journey for a minute here. So if you're just joining us, I took a look at the 1 hour chart on SPY last night while Stone and I were hanging out chatting after hours. And I went back to...
He was grilling me, y'all. Don't let him tell you we were chatting.
Yeah. I went back to September 28th where we had a similar look. And it was just essentially you get the running trend. You get a whole bunch of dojis in the party. And then this was the accumulation into the after hours on this particular one. Hours went from the half day mark on to the close. Same look though. So if you were to look at this on a 5-minute chart, and if I switch it, it'll take forever to find this again. But just draw a line straight down on that slope, and you'll see that price lined up exactly with it in the gap on the pre-market, and then hit the target right on the open, just as we did today. So very similar look, and that's when you start to see a trend where it starts to look weaker and weaker and weaker, and it accumulates for a while. And it's within a channel of an existing price channel. That's usually how it goes. And you compare to today, we have a price channel here. We have the diamond pattern coming to a close here on this. And we went exactly up to just a little extension above that pivot line, marked out by a control candle here, and marked out by yesterday's high, or the day before's high, and simply drew it down same way. Nailed it. Drill that down on a 5-minute chart, and you go into a 5 count, similar to a wolf wave, but not exactly the same. But you got high, low, high, low, high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw the line down. It's very similar to that unorthodox trend line I drew yesterday, only that would have been here. But it would have arrived at about the same price. Run that down, extend it. Price hit it in a pre-market and nailed it on the open. Yeah, I'm going to put that in a book.
Damn right you are.
All right, TUEM, STP, and if it breaks this 80-cent mark. And watch SPY. We might set up a little Wu-Tang here. Looking like it.
Link 'em.
Bam.
Bam, baby.
Target 1, always the first candle in the trend above R1. And look, it went right to it.
We made that 50% retracement. Oh, my opening range. Dadgummit.
Anytime you see these double bottoms, it's just a matter of looking left, finding your control candles within the previous descending trend, and marking out price points. Those are your targets. At any point, if it rejects one of those targets with a reversal, that's when you start to look for a bearish entry. This one's got some strength to it though, because it's a rising double bottom. Typically it'll hit all the way back up the chain. Probably as fast as I can draw it. They don't always make the 100% extension, but sometimes they do. And we broke the 50% line on this LJAQ. We might get one little dead cat down towards this control candle here, and this is where I'm talking right here. So watch for a little hop off of about 1345. There goes SPY. Not quite up to the second target. Again, when you see a clean reversal, watch for bears to take it over.
Still below the, I don't know, your 8's crossing the 20 on the MES. Let me pull up a SPY chart so I have one up all the time.
This was a very pleasant way to wake up this morning for sure.
Right?
Good.
I was like, I need this to drop. I need it to drop, and it sure did. And then I realized it dropped so much that even my Costco short spread is deep in the money. It's not like it's not at max profit, but it's definitely enough to be like, okay, if we can hold this or go even slightly lower, I might actually be able to walk away today with almost no loss in the Costco position. Actually, might walk out potentially with a profit, which would be pretty amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I got a SPY position that's like pretty much locked in for
Awesome. You turn it into a butterfly?
No, I was actually gonna turn it into some sort of condor, but I ended up not doing that, and so I just instead rolled the strike back. So originally I had the 380 strike, and I was thinking that was probably not going to pan out, so I rolled it and paid back the an additional 150 in premium and sold the 381. And I'm kind of glad that I did that because right now the 381 is at max profit if it expires today, whereas the other one we have a lot of chance to bounce out of it, and I wouldn't have gotten the max profit, but I would have actually potentially had some more premium. So I'm not really sure if that was really ultimately the smart decision, but my risk management was like, this is a little bit too risky because if we don't burn to the ground, I could end up losing this. So
right. All right, we got one last chance for this TUEM, the bottom of this flag, but I think it's going to pretty much fade most of that. This is why patience pays off on them penny stocks. Here's your regression line. Here's your angular support of the megaphone. That is quite a big move for a measured move down below the angular support. It can fade that entire move as a measured move and run down to 55 cents. Just kind of eyeballing where it would go. But at some point, we can spot a reversal somewhere. We can take a quick bounce on that, and that's where we can scalp it, for a few cents. Oops, caution on SPY. That's a rising channel. Come on. Sometimes the drawing tool just does not behave well on Webull here.
Alrighty then.
And let's not forget the regression line.
No, that's important. You know what's important? 50% retracements.
That too.
The ascending and descending channels. Ascending and descending wedges.
I should say those have been paying my bills pretty well lately.
What's that?
50% retracements.
Yeah, they're because they're everywhere. They're not. Yeah. You can do a 50% retracement on a candle.
Oh yeah.
And that's what we look for. When you see the big jumps like that, okay, maybe I get a 50% retracement out of this. Probability is probably high. Mm-hmm. I haven't checked. I haven't studied the probabilities on that.
That's the best part. Is the probabilities are usually pretty high on them.
And that's what I see, and that's what I've been noticing, and that's why I have turned away from certain things and embraced other things more lately.
Here's some of
that. Yep.
Unorthodox structure again.
Some of that works too, as we know.
Oh yeah. Draw all over your charts, man. Make them look nasty.
Yeah. Even, your Scott used to draw on the CCI.
right? There's our retracement.
I bet you he's killing the futures in the morning before he starts his business.
I hope so.
I hope so, because that he could chart some stuff.
I hope to see him do well enough to hire somebody to take his place at his business, and then he can
Yeah,
come and
come
hang out
back.
with us again. Every time, man, those 50% retracements just pay the bills. Right to angular support, put to the hammer, blast through it. See ya. And look, where's our target?
DGBI failed that level. Came
379.60.
down, coming back down to 460. They must have done an offering or something. They're doing something crazy here. Let's see.
Damn, the porn bots found us early today. Get out of my comments. Maybe I should start an OnlyFans page so I can just join them. You know?
I've heard about OnlyFans. Heard about housewives making millions of dollars.
I know,
and
right?
husbands digging it. Like, really? That's weird, guys.
Well, yeah. It's right up there with amateur porn, but you know what? Whatever.
Hey, people are exploiting, finding ways to make money. So
That's right, dude. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
sex is sold since the beginning.
Oh, yeah. Look at this little double bottom playing in a channel. That's cool. Careful with these. They will go real quick. So if you're going to ride that for a quick bull scalp, this is your target right here at the top of this candle. And it will snap fast once it gets there. If it gets there. Oh man, I'm about to take this TUEM off my grid, but I'm waiting for it to hit that full measured move so we have a quick bounce. Nailed that target with a gap candle. That's cool. On a 5-second chart. Look at that. And hit the extension too. Just about. Love these channels, guys.
I do too, because you can get 3 touches.
Yep.
Touch 1, touch 2, touch 3. You can be paying attention for 50% retracement at that point. You can pay attention for a breakout. You can start seeing if that third touch is developing a wedge. There's so much in there, and here goes the lightning again. Don't scare me.
Bam.
All right, looks like we're coming back down, man.
Yeah,
So
look
that
at
would
this.
be the 50% retracement of that first that dump, right? About. Yes, we sure did about 50%, maybe a little bit more.
Dude, this
And
week
now we're coming back down.
this week has brought us some of the cleanest price action we've seen in a long time. This is awesome.
It has, even though yesterday went sideways as long as it did after
Right.
that big, morning thing. So we are below. We did come back and touch the 15-minute opening range.
Nice. I'm kind of keeping my eye on that QTNT as well, but it's not performing like I want it to. I'll wait on that. It might give us another setup someday. Throw it on my list of stuff to hang out and watch on. Because, man, these penny stocks, you can't deny how easy they are to trade. Once you get the hang of price action, it's just like watching a clockwork.
Yeah, and the other thing that makes them easy to trade is you're only going one way.
Right.
You're only looking to go bullish, so you look for the bearish moves and you look for the signs of the bearish moves to end, and then you can start making decisions. If it does this, then that.
Right. Just becomes
Okay,
a
if it
program.
breaks that 50% retracement like this DGBI did, So then I look at, okay, it's back to another level, another structure where a pre-market flag was built. Okay, so you see it, it's back to that structure where you had that, base of that big flag at mine's 909. And then you look back at the two little dojis there, and then you get another little candle. So you get another little connection point from one big bull bar to another big bull bar with a couple
Wait.
of dojis.
DBGI?
DBGI on a 1
no,
minute.
Oh, 909 time. Okay, I was like, wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Back to pre-market, 909. Actually, and I don't know what your candle's going to show, but there's a big bar at 906, two dojis at 907 and 908, and then a big bar at 909. They are connected by those dojis, and that is a structure, and you can see it by going a little bit further left. You can see those two wicks, that tweezer top. It almost hits into that area. That whole area now, and I used that green doji, the width at the top of it, the range of it, to mark out a bar. And that's where it is right now. So if it can't hold that structure, it'll come back down. But that's
Gotcha.
what I've always enjoyed about the penny stocks, is that to me, that's easy to see. And then when you start translating it to the large caps, boy, then you can start getting in and do a lot of stuff. Or at least with the futures. I like it better with the futures, honestly. I'm a futures man now.
Nice
I've been
work.
converted.
I'm just catching up on the chat all of a sudden. There we go.
Yeah. All right. So I just put it in there so folks could see. I drew some lines. You can see I lost on the trade there too. So took a shot, lost $2.30. It faked me out. So now I'm sitting here watching it to see if it's going to give me a double bottom in this area.
Give me the line. There we go.
And I'll follow it to see if it ever finds a place to stay that it'll bounce on. Because right now it's there's no offering been made. It's just got an acquisition that it completed. That's why it bounced.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was going for the 551 target. I actually went to 548, but it got me. No big deal. Pull back, wait, see if I even need to trade that again or find something else. That's in my penny stock account.
Yeah. I'm trying to draw stuff as fast as I can. Price is just running over everything. It hits every single one of these. And lately it's almost hitting them twice.
Yep. And that's one of those things I talk about, setting your stop loss. I set my stop loss at like 2 pennies above where it hit.
Nice.
So if that had been a really strong bear bar, it could have knocked me down further.
And Gina, nice work on that fly. That was awesome. Running $3 wide butterflies on SPY, and it's a little bit outside my typical risk MO, but it's doing very well. I'm gonna have to analyze that a little bit.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's like I used to say with you, I would have to choke up on some of those options for me because I was trying to do it your way. And I don't know if it was just that I was slower or whatever it was, it didn't work. But I noticed I called it choking up. I would choke up on it, get a little bit closer into toward the money. And that's when I was starting to see good results.
Right.
Because I had to find my groove.
And that's just it. Like, not every analysis style will work, or analysis or trading style will work for everybody. There's going to be a long learning curve of finding your rhythm. And it sucks, but you got to just bear with it.
Yeah. And it's going to cost you a little bit too if you're not careful. But,
Right.
How much is it going to cost you to start a business that you ever thought about starting? Brick and mortar.
That's for
It's
sure.
going to cost you a ton of money.
And
a lot
time.
more than a lot more than you'll spend in here if you're smart.
That's right. And the amount of time invested is also very important to pay attention to.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about how fast we can make a few bucks in the market versus how many hours you're gonna have to work, whether you own a business or not. It's quite different once you get the rhythm anyway.
Think about it like Usain Bolt, isn't it? He managed to knock 0.07 seconds off the world record, but he had to train for 7 years to do it or something.
Right.
Exactly. And I think that's the thing that we forget with trading when we get in it, is that this is something that you have to learn.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. We got an ascending wedge on DBGI. We're going to see if this is going to break this wedge or if it's going to fake us out. So I got to wait, because I also noticed that the breakouts don't happen like they used to.
No.
There's now, it seems to be a breakout to fake you out, and then it comes back down and falls if it's going up, or it comes back up and rises if it's a breakout downward. So you have to wait to see if it's actual a retest. And there it does. There it goes. Let's see if it's actually a retest.
Let's see, I can't draw this stuff fast enough on SPY. That's some good price action. Let's see if it'll respect this trend line. Starting
Okay.
to channel out here. If you zoom out, you can see there's a big channel here, but this also looks
Yeah.
like kind of a familiar look.
Very familiar look. Just put a price target on it, and I'm turning it gray because it's playing with an in-between, and I'll tell you where it's coming from. That is a weird little thing, and Jeremy, it hits it 3 times.
Right.
I mean, I am watching this stuff. So on the MES, well, let me get it for you on SPY. You probably have it on SPY too, but
I think it's this pivot here, the 379.60.
let me go up there and find that chart I have where I have it on SPY.
Sorry, Stone.
Yes, ma'am. Go
You
ahead.
know,
Ashley.
on DBGI, you drew that line. It's almost like you're bisecting. Yeah, that's the one at 0.0. Sorry, I think it's about 5. Why have you drawn that line there?
You give me a minute. I'm on another chart
All
right
right.
now. Yeah, just and I'll tell you why. Just let me go find this real quick. All right, let's see. Yeah, there it is, the in between. Boom, there is probably it. There it is as well. If you look on SPY, Jeremy, at the 9:45 red bar that started after we got that news, look at the first red bar and then look at the second one. You got a pivot right in between those two at about 380.56. Now, look what price is doing with that line. This is its second touch on that line.
Right.
You see that? So now, if that line is either going to be resistance or support, but if it's going to continue upward, it's going to have to break that line, and you can see we're coming out of an ascending wedge. Is that an ascending wedge? Ascending channel or something there.
I had it similar with a target from a double bottom at 358.
Yeah, there you go. So, but you see how what I'm talking about, those in-betweens do?
Right.
And then if you look left to that, a little further left, you'll see those wicks are wicking right into that area.
Right. It's an area of interest.
It's all on the freaking chart.
And if you line it out, it kind of lines up.
And it's all on the chart you're trading.
Right.
I discovered that yesterday when I forgot to draw something, and I was like, oh, everything I need is actually right here. If I let it shake out, then everything I need to make decisions is actually right on the chart.
And that's your Globex
Right in
low
front
to
of you.
boot.
All right, let me go get to that DBGI question.
It's just eking out of that descending line, by the way.
Okie dokie. You asked me a question. You asked me why did I draw that line?
Yes, sir.
Which line are you talking about?
On DBGI, you seem to have bisected the entire wedge with a line across the center at about 5.0. Why have you drawn that? Is that your 50% retracement line?
That line, the dotted line?
Yes, that one.
Yeah, that's just part of my. It's a tool in TOS. It's called the channel tool, and it gives me a middle line. So I just made my dotted line middle, so it's already drawn in. That's what Jeremy would call your regression line. He always says, remember, draw your center line. Well, I have tools in TOS that do it for me, so I could cheat. It just broke that wedge, by the way.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute. Look at that wedge, just while we're on it. This is exactly what I was talking about. I just drew a wedge on DBGI, and I just talked about how they fake you out on those wedges. It just did it. Let me show you in the chart, and let me turn off this one indicator.
And I went with a
Zigzag.
different approach, but came up with the same answer. So I just drew a trend line down the top of that descending wedge,
There you go. Same, different approach.
and the candle wicked right to it.
All right, let's see now. Now let me take a picture of this. It's going to be a little messy with all these lines.
I love extensions. There's right to our 381.25 pivot. 381.30
It's an
pivot,
ugly
sorry.
wedge. I don't care if my drawings are perfect, y'all. I don't give a rip. It works for me. No, it works for me.
Crayon.
Crayon. Now look, you can see in that, you can see the wedge I drew from the bottom of that candle. I drew that top line over. You can see I drew a wedge, and I just said, watch these things. They're not like they used to be. Are we on YouTube?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, good, because you can go see that I'm not just saying this.
It's
It
recorded.
pops up. It pops up above the wedge, giving you the sense of, ooh, we're breaking out. And then the next candle, it drops down,
Yep.
and then it goes below. That's what you're seeing in wedges these days.
Yeah, they're hunting it.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's good because I actually turned Discord off. That's why I asked.
Oh, whoops.
I thought I closed the picture I was looking at and I turned off Discord. Anyway, you'll see that on any chart. We just happened to see it on DBGI today. DBGI has given us a couple of good examples that I like. I might have to go make a video on DBGI today. It's given us a couple of great examples, but that's what we're seeing in wedges being, you're seeing a fake out before you actually get the right direction it's going to go in. So
Right.
they're just trapping traders because they know we're looking for those things. Those are common things.
I'm going to pull back and take a bigger look at that.
Darn it! I didn't close my spreads out earlier, and we just retraced up, losing a good portion of that.
I rotated most of them into a break-even butterfly, so zero-cost butterfly. I didn't get them all to fill, though.
We've had two small flags on the 5-minute on the MES.
Control bar.
Guys, it's just an observation, but TUEM, it's had a triple touch at 0.76. The 8 is over the 20, and it's retesting that resistance now for that ABCD pattern.
Yep.
That's right, retesting resistance. So I'm just keeping an eye on it.
And now it's got to get through this guy again, and we can be bulls for a little while.
Yeah, so it's not just retesting the resistance of the ABCD pattern you want. You also want it to test the next level as well, yeah?
Right.
Before you get into it.
We've made another little double bottom here, and it whacked to target. It looks like target 2. Let me expand this. So here's your L1, R1, L2. There's your break. Came back, tested the support. Now, this candle, if it's going to continue to run, it's got to hold up here and get through this pivot here. But this is where you get your targets, just like any other trend. Even though this is choppy, you can see there's target 1 and there's target 2 after the break.
So you want it not just to reverse, but you also want it to test a couple of old targets before you get in, because you want confirmation that it's on a reversal, yeah?
Right.
She is getting good.
You want to make sure that that reversal is going to confirm above the 2 targets from your double bottom. Isn't always a reversal. It is, at least in short term, but it isn't a trend reversal. It is simply a signal of a short-term reversal or a pullback, if you will. Oftentimes,
right.
when you
so
see
you
them,
want to confirm the larger trend.
right, and a larger trend is still, bearish. The previous trend after this big peak, that's all a bunch of bearish movement, and we still have a little further to go if this remains bearish. Let me bring this back down. we have a measured move from our regression line to angular support. We've made a half leg right here. It can still go and break into a full leg, which actually is going to be about 66 cents probably. If it rejects any of these target points, ordinarily if you watched me trading futures, I would see the trend, I would see a double bottom, and oftentimes instead of going long on the whole double bottom, I'll just go long for a portion of it. And the moment it rejected one of the targets, I would hit my reverse button and go short and short the rest of the measured move.
Right, that's brilliant. That's really good.
So learning these on a penny stock is very beneficial because you're going to know when to stay the hell out of it, because you can short penny stocks. I don't recommend it because when they're low floats, they can destroy your account quickly. But if you treat them as if you would a futures chart, it's the same price action. And you just know when to stay out of a bull position or a long position. And that is precisely it right there.
62.
So it's not a full-on reversal of a trend until it confirms above all the targets in the reversal pattern, and that's where you get this double bottom.
Thanks, Jeremy. You've just made that really clear. Brilliant. Thank you.
No problem.
She's doing like I used to do. Victoria, be careful.
We'll make a moderator out of you. We'll do it.
You're going to be a great trader. You're doing excellent. You're hitting those. You're really asking the right questions, and that's what you have to do. You have to leave pride behind.
Absolutely.
No worries. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Whoa. Look at that action on DPG. Oh, never mind. I'm looking at a 2-hour chart. Jeez. Brain dead. Humming along that line. I'll wait for a reversal within this control zone. And it has to hold about 406. This is, just like your Globex low. Well, more or less. We'll make that the red.
Another chart that might potentially have bottomed out and could be testing for a reversal is EVAX, Echo Victor Alpha X-ray. So it's hitting like a bottom now, and I think the 50% retracement line is about 227.
Let's get that on there. EVAX.
Echo Victor Alpha X-ray.
Probably ought to take it off a 5-second chart. There we go.
We're at the median of the 15-minute opening range on the MES. We're coming into a pivot. We're wicked into the pivot 3 times on the 3-minute chart. 3 consecutive candles.
That's a nice little rounding bottom.
All 3 candles are inside. 2 of the candles are inside of the previous candle.
Right. We could either head up a bullish measured move to 382.25, or we reject here and break back down. And then we got all these previous targets sticking out that we can run to.
Sure can. This is also, we've had the third touch on that ascending channel. I could show them to you.
I'm going to
I
mark
got
the control
dirty
bars.
charts, though. I didn't plan on sharing all my charts. I got all my dirty charts up.
Let's have at 'em, man. I'm going to mark all the control areas in this little rounding bottom on EVAX for you.
I've done the same, so I'm just watching you to confirm.
$1.85 is a make it or break it zone. That's where we're going to watch for a reversal to confirm.
All right, look out now.
$1.85
Back
and
to
a
that
half,
level.
actually.
Yeah, so when you see big bars, consecutive big bars, look in between them where they join, and oftentimes, like where you see where the wicks come, if they're wicked inside of each other, that's a nice little sign of strength. But that area becomes an important level. And if you look at that, what I showed earlier about that price level on SPY, remember I showed you about that in between? Well, it broke through it. on its second touch. And now it's come back and it's testing the one that it's created on the breakthrough.
I'll just borrow these lines for this action.
It also stopped this last push. If you look at all the wicks and everywhere it stopped, that's the top of a deviation, of a standard deviation channel in 1 minute. Or at least on the MES it is. It's probably slightly skewed on SPY. Where's the 200? Oh, dude. Jeremy.
See that rising channel?
You see it? You see it all, but you see everything's like right there. I got VWAP, the 200, 8, 15, and 20 are all like at the right there together.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I've
this
got
is
the
a
8, the
busy
20, and the 200
intersection.
right on a regression line of a rising channel to boot.
Yeah.
Very cool. Great minds, man. We just do it a little differently, but we come to the
Yeah. It's
right
just,
place.
that's why I like trading together. That's why I like trading together, because you see it differently, but you're coming up to the same conclusions.
That's awesome.
I see it a little slower right now, but it'll get there.
I'm telling you, man, you know your left hand's already fast. You play that guitar, man. And if you could operate the mouse with your left hand, you would probably outmaneuver me.
Dude, I do this. I have a mouse when I'm trading futures. I have a mouse in my left hand
That's awesome.
because I trade it on a different computer. That way I can chart it with TOS on my main computer. And Tradeovate works fine with my Mac.
Very cool.
TOS, not so much. So look at DGBI.
That's sitting up.
It's
got
trying
right
to
back
break
to that
that-
pivot.
It's trying to break that channel. We've got 1, 2. We've had 3 touches down, ugly touches, but they're 3 touches nonetheless.
The old 3 flags up, 3 flags down, reversal. Rounding bottom on this EVAX. Nice find there, Victoria, because that's right out of key support level.
I think it's had a triple bottom touch as well off that 1.77.
I'm going to look further left and set up some other levels here.
Let's see what DGBI, if it can hold that
That was a hell of a push. That must have been a short
middle
squeeze.
right there.
Yeah.
All right,
That
so we
short's
broke
covering
that
is what
level.
causes that.
We're coming back down to that in between. We broke earlier at 38.43. And we've got a descending. We got a wedge.
That's a bit of a short squeeze on that EVAX, but it's still got room for a little dead cat bounce off this rounding bottom. And
No good for a 50% retracement though, no?
I wouldn't count on it retracing that entire move on that short squeeze, or even half of it. But we can get back into this gap here, so we can get back into a 50% up to about
News or something?
maybe $1.90,
No news
95-ish,
until
somewhere in there.
Got you.
That's right at key resistance right here now. That $1.85.5, and we'll see if it holds that, starts to trend, or if it breaks over. SPY right to the angular, right to a 50% retracement of that move.
Oh, shoot. Damn it.
Ain't it cool?
Oh, yeah, I just did one of those things anyway. It was all good. I got my order rejected.
Oh, I hate that.
And not on Tradeovate. I was trying to catch that. See, this is the thing. From being in the penny stock room, I see pops right before they happen.
Right?
You can see how the candles respond and react, and I remember, oh, this is getting ready to pop. Well, I missed that pop on DGBI. I wanted to get that little pop. I saw that red hammer, that red candle where it did it. It's like right at a pivot, and I was going to grab the pop, and it would have been a scalp. And you see how quickly it came back down. That's why you got to be fast on those things.
47 to 56.
That's why some people don't like them, because they will melt your face off.
And they're selling into strength here, but we got
They knew they were trying to get me. They saw I was going for that pop.
Let me draw this.
Candle closed though now because truthfully, from what I'm seeing, it could still run back up, but it's got it just rejected itself at the 200. And it's getting close to a price line I had from when I first started trading. And I can tell because it's a yellow dotted line, and I did that in the very beginning.
Nice. Right off the 8 period, though, if we get the 8 period above the 20, this can actually trend for a minute.
Yep.
And we've
But it's
got
got
2 targets on the
that.
control.
Where are we with VWAP? And we're
One
below
here.
VWAP. If it gets above that 200, then like VWAP could be a target. Some people play that's a strategy too.
Right. If VWAP's kind of like a magnet in that sense. It does
Yeah,
tend to attract price, but I
it
just
repels it too.
I always end up finding VWAP with one of my target lines whenever I draw
yeah.
these. And it's usually like either dead on or a penny or 2 out, but man,
Yeah, it's a crayon. VWAP should be
Yeah.
a big fat line.
right.
I mean, I love how VWAP is 38, 47, 39 on the MAS.
Nice.
39, okay.
There's been some great price action this morning. If for nothing else, some great learning opportunity. And this TUEM was a perfect example of why we always want to be prudent and patient with our price action. That was a do not get in unless it breaks that line situation. And dude, it pulled down, made a half leg, and potentially can make a full leg, but we can watch here for a reversal. That's why I got it on a grid still, because I'm going to watch that.
Right, I didn't wait long enough and took that entry. That's also one of the things that happens to me is sometimes I see it, but I move too quickly.
Right.
Or I anticipate it and then I don't wait for the break and I'll go for the setup. I've had to correct that too.
It's a slight give in to FOMO, if you will. You want to be quick to get the move, but resisting that agility and going and looking at other time frames to figure out if this is a legitimate move or if it's just kind of trying to suck you into it, so to speak. Because a lot of really sophisticated traders will take advantage of FOMO because they can see it right in the chart, just like we do, or just like we're learning. And when you see it in the chart and you know to be patient, and if you're thinking like an institutional trader would take a look at this, you'll realize why you should be patient in the whole learning of when to be patient. And that's exactly it. Is like you basically are taking advantage of people chasing that bounce because they want to get in ahead of it and maximize their return. Well, if you can go in and spot that on a 5-second chart, cool, because you'll see exactly where it's going to turn and actually where it's going to confirm. But if you aren't quite quick enough to do that, you'll sometimes get sucked into a move that you don't want to be in on a 1-minute chart, and then instantly it'll back off on you. I'm going to pop open the 5-second SPY chart in a minute if this EVAX does not confirm a reversal here. I think I'll put it on DBGI. I know DBGI has a good chance of retracing those moves, but that is one hell of a big move for the day already anyway, so it's got a lot to do before it starts attacking these levels. I don't think it'll ever do that, but one day it might close this gap, which is pretty cool. That's a big ass gap.
Hey Stone, are you there?
Oh yeah.
I haven't got a chance to look at your videos yet, but been meaning to. I've been very busy the last couple of days.
Oh, that's cool. No, that's fine. I got another one I'll put up a little bit later too. I just staggering them out.
Keep on bringing them, guys. Love it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we've been
Well, they help us too. You know, it's a really win-win situation.
we've been busy getting onto as much content as we can, and we're trying to get ready for it before the launch of the site too. So I'm going back and I'm writing some new articles, and at the same time I'm going and kind of updating some older articles that I've written.
Great to hear.
Okay, that's weird. Why is it not pulling up Spy when I?
5 minute.
There we go.
If this fails on the 5 minute, it'll come back down to the second support of the second flag. We have a flag on the 5 minute after that sell-off. We have 2 touches so far.
Yeah, we got that rising channel that's threatening to break down.
Yeah, 38, 48, 50. That's an area it has to break through. We've got 1 touch on it already.
I made some progress on some FOMO. I don't trade like crazy anymore.
There you go.
Good.
And I've become very disciplined now. I just take like maybe 3 or 4 trades during the day if I can.
That's the way to go, Ricardo. For most folks who are starting off, once they get it, no more than 3 trades.
That's it. And I mean, I had a point where like when I was working full time, I would pride myself on not trading more than like twice a day. And I found that I take 2 decent winners and walk away because I didn't have time to focus on the chart for the rest of the day. So
I found an article on the psychology of that and why we do that.
Yeah.
The only guy I could find on impulsive trading, the psychology of impulsive trading. And it's a decent article, but he sure spends a lot of time in the article talking about the problem, and he gives you less than 300 words after this huge article. He gives you less than 300 words on the hope, and I was like, he doesn't really give it to you, but he does in his pointing out the problem. He points out a lot of stuff that we think. I'll put it up.
What's his name?
yeah, post that.
I can't remember his name right now. I'll put it up in a second. It's somebody.
You know what I'll do?
What's his name?
I'll go and read it, and then I'll write my own article that finishes it.
Dude, I thought about that. I thought about doing that, exactly that. What is his name? Randy's?
No, TUEM failing, going for that full leg.
Rand and Rande Howell, trader psychologist.
Awesome.
It's just, that when we think about trading, a lot of times we forget the psychology behind it. And there is a psychology behind it. And learning more about that psychology behind it can help us become better traders and not get caught by those who are exploiting the psychology of trading, which is mainly the market makers.
Do you guys listen to any podcasts, or do you have any time for that?
I used to, but I haven't had time for it anymore. But I can make time.
Yeah, I can make time. I do tend to watch videos of people when I can.
I actually started reading a book the other day, which is pretty rare, but I started reading The Go-Giver, and
oh yeah, I might get that on audio.
I'm loving that book, dude. And I'm very, very picky of books. That is a great book.
Yeah, I listened to the book Turtle Traders, or
Yeah.
Turtle Trading, and it was really great. It's excellent. I think some of what Sig does is in line with that, maybe, because those were basically trend traders. They call them momentum traders now, I think.
Right.
And it's a great book. It gave me a lot of insight, but there was some stuff in it that I shouldn't have paid attention to, and I've had to correct some of that now. That's a great book. This is like average people, everyday people, and in 2 weeks they turned them into traders
Mhm.
because they had a system that they could teach exactly what to do, and they told them exactly what to do, exactly how to do it, and never do anything different.
Nice.
Some long wicks I see on the 15-minute SPY.
Yeah, we're threatening a break over here. The substructure says we're going to test
Yes, it is.
380.55 right now, and if we get through 380.30 here, we could be bears. And I'm watching this rising channel on the 1 minute the same way.
On the MES, we've wicked into the Globex low now, which is really close to the open. Where's that other level? And we're still right below the middle of the 15-minute opening range. Man, I love that channel tool.
Yeah.
I can't draw as fast as you.
Oh, the three lines?
Yeah, so I just use the channel tool.
The channel tool's quick.
Ah, yes, I read that is the book. It's a great book.
Yes, good stuff.
It is a great book. In there, it talks about there's a guy who bought the Boston Red Sox and a soccer team out of Liverpool.
Huh.
And he bought it trading options part-time.
Awesome.
That's how he made his money. Of course, the options market's
That's
a lot
crazy.
different now than it used to be.
Yeah.
You know, you got to remember he did that in the buy and hold 13-year buy and hold era, or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Now I understand buy and hold because you could have bought and held and still made money.
Yes.
Not right now.
It's really respecting that 200, man.
Yeah. It's
It might just go sideways all day, guys. This could be it.
we're setting up
If they pull that off again today, where we literally go sideways and don't even make like a dollar move either direction, I'm gonna be really like, Congress, you need to get in these market makers. That's too much manipulation. Where it's like literally for like 4 hours straight, 5 hours straight, you get no movement. Come on.
Well, it's the last day of the
Some
year
chip into
too.
the teeth.
Yeah, that yeah.
I love that saying. Thanks, Sig.
Me too.
I'll be back, guys.
That is the thing that Congress does best is cost a lot of stinking time. So you could go and pound sand with Congress for decades and never get anything done about that. And it's
No,
an
you just
issue.
gotta roll up in their house with a hammer. I mean,
Yeah,
that's how you
no,
get it done, right?
yeah, no kidding. Oh man.
Ooh, that's a nice little break.
Yeah, we're shooting for 381.35.
Dang, dude. Coming in with
Yeah.
force.
Watch this though. That's a regression line too. Coming out of the hole. We've got an elongated little double bottom on TUEM here. Maybe it'll hold off here, but it's still got that threat of completing that leg down to 66 cents. EVAX had that big old sell-off. That might be a stop hunt, so we'll wait and see on that one too. Alrighty then. Okay, Mr. Spy, let's see what else we got to offer. Alright, wicked into the regression line with a 1 minute candle. And not quite a reversal on the 5 second chart yet, but getting close. We'll either set up a high and tight pennant or a measured move here. Look like a measured move. Leg 1, pull back, leg 2, done. Can't get a 3 leg, so 381.70 next target. And by that time I would expect something like this. Nope, we'll get the high and tight pennant instead. Cool. I'm just having a time drawing this morning. Pennant break and fail. Retrace back to the gap top, 381.10. Might close that gap to 381.05. And then we'll see another setup probably materialize right around there. There's a regression line already. I'm trying to get ahead of the channel drawing if I can. See if I can pull that off on a 5-second chart.
I'm a little bit sad. I missed that move there. I sold out of I bought back my short and was, when it ran up there, I was getting ready to sell it back, but I didn't get it at the exact point I wanted to.
On futures, you would have had to be stupid quick to grab that break on that regression line on a 5-second chart, but you could do it. That was a nice little.
Okay. Sorry, I was
three-pointer.
gone. Would you get a 3-pointer on what? That.
Let's say if you're
Descending.
fast enough on a 5-second chart, I was drawing this, trying to get ahead of it.
Oh.
Price
showing
was
everybody
price
what it
was here when I completed this channel with the regression line, and then I watched the next two candles. Right here was your signal, broke the regression line, right to almost angular support
All right, what was your signal?
for a 3-pointer.
What
Dude,
was your signal?
the
Show
worst candle you'd ever suspect in a signal. This was the break. This was the signal.
Where?
These
Where was
two,
the signal?
right here, where it
Uh-huh.
rolled through the 8 period. And there's your break.
Can
So it
you
wouldn't
make
have been a
little bigger?
full 3-pointer. Let's see, 381.11 to 381 or 380.90. So not quite a 3-pointer, 2-pointer.
It's still 2-pointer. Can you make your guys a little taller so we can see them?
On
that
the 5
chart?
on the 5-second, yeah.
Yeah, just a little taller. I want to see. Show us those bars again.
We
The
got
break.
spinner
Uh-huh.
above the 8 period, spinner on
Uh-huh.
top. This guy right here was signal. This was the break of the 8 period, and then this was the we could go and take it short through the regression line. But I was so fast on a 5-second chart. I mean, you would have to be stupid quick to change to trade that on the ES or the
The
MES.
signal candles. The signal candles are. That's been my quest. That's been my study
Right.
lately. Is finding those signal candles that give you an idea, or 2 candle patterns that give you an idea that something's getting ready to change.
Right. Now here's
Is that
another
what-
one.
I thought that was the whole point of candlesticks.
Right. They give you
Yes.
signals. That's
They
why you
give you
got to learn the
signals. However-
candles as well as the patterns.
As well as the
Yeah.
patterns. And it's not so much that we're looking for it's not so much that I look for the the cup and handles and this, that, and the other pattern. I look for the wedges and the descending channels, and I look for where they are in relationship to the moving averages. All of that, it all happens very quickly. And so it is the point of the candle, but it has to be in context.
Right.
Understood. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's in the wrong context, then it's not. It's like a morning star in the middle of a trading range.
You want to talk about substructure here. Here's a megaphone within this channel, and a measured move from regression through the angular support takes us to the angular support the bottom of that channel.
And this 5-minute closes a bearish engulfing after we've had 3 touches. This is the 3rd touch.
Bam. There was your signal under the 200. Right back under the 8. Blam. Not quite a full measured move, but close.
We're going to get you in a room and ask you questions about signal candles, and that's all we're going to ask.
That was a quick two-pointer right there.
All right, so we've got
Oh, we're going to complete the move.
I caught some of that 2-pointer.
Nice work.
good. Yeah, we had
As fast as I could draw that stinking thing on a 5-second chart, it happened. So, like, if you were wasting your time drawing that, you couldn't have traded it. But then you got Ricardo over here watching me draw, and it's like, aha, I know what he's talking about. Boom, trades it.
Oh
And if
yeah,
you look-
I'm following you to the
look
T
at
right
that. If you look at that on like 3 different time frames,
And we got the
Wow.
megaphone here, too. So this is the 1 minute. I can draw that right here real quick. By the time I get it
wick.
drawn, it's already over. But
dude, look at the wick on the 15-minute on the MES. Holy cow.
is it a
That
big
thing
one?
closes like that? Oh, yeah.
I haven't looked yet.
It's huge. We had that. Is it, let's
Dang, I'm
see,
going to have to
what's-
draw that in yellow so I can see the damn thing.
What's the close? Close 52.25.
But I mean, substructure is so neat because you start to see it so readily. And at a point when you practice drawing these as fast as they happen, it changes the way your brain works. Your brain will see it without drawing it, and you'll know to take the trade.
Is that bearish engulfing on a
And
5-minute?
in the same amount of time that you would spend physically drawing it on your chart, it's already over with. It's that fast. But what's cool is like you can start getting the hang of seeing these things before they're complete, and you know exactly what trade to take. And before long, your lizard brain just gets it, and it just does it. That's when you see me like, turning over a trade history chart from Tradovate a while back there, where I was showing all the trades I took on that chop. During the last, the one before the last FOMC thing, and it was just, I mean, I looked like I was over trading like crazy, but I was scalping each and every one of these little moves without drawing them because I saw them. And by the end of the day, I had like over 250 trades done, but it was very profitable those couple days.
Mm-hmm.
It
Enough
must be a lot
Probably tired too.
Enough to where I'm not really stressing about trading futures right now because that took care of a lot of big bills. So
It must be a lot easier to know the market's in a general bearish trend, so that if you're going to trade, you're going to trade bearish, and you kind of know that's going to work out. You've got that sort of mental safety net there.
that, and I've been saying this for the longest time, and it holds true no matter how many times I try to prove it wrong in my own mind. It is almost certain that any stock, any market, any ETF, whatever you're trading, will take the stairs up and the window down. I like trading bearish because it's fast, and I can see it fast enough to where I can get in, get out, get quick trades done over and over and over again without having to worry. Is it going to go higher? Is it going to go higher? Is it going to go higher? It tends to bias me a little bit to where I tend to take bearish trades more frequently than bullish trades. But that's okay because it's just my style that I see that I can take advantage of much higher probability of returns and much larger returns on a shorter time frame. I look at how many dollars I can make in an hour, and in some cases, how many dollars I can make in a minute. And
That makes so much sense. Yeah.
if it's faster, it's faster. I like faster. So it's not that I'm impatient or anything. It's just I love bearish price action because it's so easy to recognize compared to bullish action as well. And it's just, you can sit here and trade it on a 5-second chart. It's not very often you can trade bullish action on a 5-second chart. I mean, you can. There's a measured move. You can see them. And you can take both sides of it. You can go and trade the bullish stuff and then hit your reverse button and trade the bearish stuff. So that's fine. I just like spotting the bearish setups better because I can trade them faster and more efficiently. That channel's probably going to end here and pop back up to the 200 period, I think. And it'll lead to a previous regression line from our megaphone. Always extend those things. It can fail, it can certainly break down, but if it breaks out of this channel, it'll go here. And it'll be just under a control candle base as well. 380.65 would be the target.
80.65.
If it gets bullish out of this channel, if it gets bearish out of this channel, we've got another leg all the way down to, let's see, first control will be 380 even, and then second control will be 379.60. With a pause at 379.84. I love price action so much I can't stop saying it. But this is the stuff that I love to trade on futures. I'm starting to
Yeah,
miss
well,
it.
you're quick on.
I'll get my trade station going. I'm just going to make a goal of that. I'll do it after the first of the year, I think.
Can't wait.
I just want to be able to show it live is all, and it's like I want to make sure I can. I'm a little hinky about having my account number displayed while I'm streaming and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So,
You talking about TradeOvate or TradeStation?
TradeStation. And
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't like my stuff displayed.
I figured out how to do that. Now I just got to figure out how to put all my drawings on the chart with efficiency. And I found that it's a pain in the ass to draw on TradeStation. It kind of is. It takes too many steps, which cost too much time. So I'm trying to figure that out. Worst case scenario, I'll bite the damn bullet and go back into TradeOvate. I just don't want to. Another megaphone. This one's starting to lose momentum here. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. Coming to realize I actually already had a regression line in that. It's a pivot.
You got the pivot. Mm-hmm.
All right, we're outside the descending channel.
Low.
Making the bullish measure move. First stop, angular resistance on the megaphone. Second stop up here on the 200 and previous regression line. You got the itch for price action when you start finding substructure within a 5-second chart.
Yeah. Crazy.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to find my next.
Man, coming to another point where you've got VWAP and all the moving averages just like pinched together.
They're stacking up.
Mm-hmm. 3 minute, I got the VWAP, the 8, the 15, and the 20 like all together, pinched together at a point.
This
Right above that
EVAX
380.32 pivot, 380.32 I have.
Starting to dud out, so is TUEM. It can probably come back and trend all of those lines we drew, or all those levels we drew later in the day, but momentum's like falling off. This is getting too close to the lunch hour. But it's kind of holding on to that red line though, so we might get a midday swing out of this TUEM, so don't take that off your grid or off your radar if you're going to trade it. Some fairly
See what
clean
happens
price
here.
action.
I might start having a disciplined column for trades I didn't get into.
That's good, and then have a quick description of why you didn't get into it,
Yeah.
because that is very important to know when not to get into a trade.
Oh, I have many examples of those.
We all do. Check out BOIL. When do you enter a trade? Didn't understand that. Oh. So TUEM was basically, let me walk through it real quick and then I'll go back and check out, I'm going to probably throw BOIL up. Why not? See if I can spot anything. Oh,
Oil.
it's choppy. Oh, natural gas. I like natural gas trading. That's a fun one. I also like UNG. Very similar. Anyway, where was I? Oh. So this thing was actually a pre-market and after-hours market 2 flag setup, and then I looked further left and there's the 3rd flag. Whenever we're trading penny stocks, we always look for this structure because typically on the 3rd flag, the 3rd flag loves to fail and come back and test support of the 2nd flag. Oftentimes you'll get a setup for a bounce out of that, and you don't have to get chopped up in this and holding bags at the upper end of that. You'd rather go and trade the bounce after you find the setup. And here we have a 5-minute double bottom. It's almost clean. Target on this would typically be a 50% retracement of the 3rd flag, but not always. In this case, we have angular support, so that's going to give us probably a target of about 97 or 98 cents later in the day. And I think this will be a midday swing. And whenever we draw these megaphones, we always lead them way out, because oftentimes in the after hours, these things will start to play into effect. I don't know what the news pop is. I don't have to really care. The chart tells me everything I need to know.
Right.
But we've come down through a critical support level that we knew, which was the base support of this 2nd flag right here. And we come out today, later in the open, and we're kind of playing in it right now with a little double bottom. If this gets long, treat it like any other double bottom. We had one here that failed. That's what all this dope is. But this one, same thing. It's either going to be a continuation pattern and fail to break out, or it's going to be a reversal. And the way you tell the difference is knowing when to not take the trade. Here we had low 1, high 1, low 2, came up, tested it. This candle formed a wick. This was a trap. It didn't break above the target. We waited for that 1-minute candle to close. We did not take the trade. And look at it. People got trapped here trying to chase that. We were smarter. Now we're seeing a bigger double bottom. Same setup. Your R1 is right here. I'm just going to borrow this line here. And where's the target one? Well, that's back here. Target 1, target 2. Targets are always going to be found by looking at the previous trend. And when you go and you draw a straight line from those targets, those are the critical resistance points as well. So if this double bottom is going to confirm it's actually going to be a reversal for a midday swing, those are the critical pivot points it needs to break in order to go long and start trending. If not, oftentimes when I'm trading bearish trades on futures, I'll look for these double bottoms because I'll know that if it rejects any of these targets or these critical pivots for resistance, I can go short and run it down. In this case, we have another thing to look at. When we get a rising channel like this, or the rising megaphone we like to call it, we can map out probabilities of what can happen between the regression line, which is the middle line, and the angular support that sets up about a measured move below the angular support. And sometimes it'll make a half move like it did here. Sometimes it'll make a whole move. And the whole move is probably down to more like 60 cents. Yeah, 65 cents we have down here. So if you take your mind's eye, I call it, and just take a divider and mark the distance from here to here, and then flip it down outside of that line, it ends up right around 65 cents. You don't have to be dead on. You can look at previous price action and find a level where it was accumulating before and usually make the same choice or the same analysis. However you get to it, that's a measured move, a bearish measured move, and we've already completed half when we started forming either accumulation into a bear flag or a double bottom reversal. And that decision's usually made when you see this stuff, when it rejects a target or breaks a target. No problem. Yeah, Tesla is kind of a great stock that I've been watching too, and I'm waiting to see if that's going to start to bust out of its descending channel. I'll get that on the grid in a moment. BOIL, I'll take a quick analysis on that. It's looking a bit bearish still. We'll get a bounce out of it today, but I get a better chart with UNG. Weekly chart, always look at them. So I have my descending channel here. This one failed to break back into a bullish move or a retracement. So we're just under it. If you look left, there's a previous accumulation zone. I would like to find a reversal somewhere in that level between like $13 and $12, somewhere in that neighborhood. In fact, I'm going to mark a pivot on there. And then I'm gonna actually show you how to compare this to what Tesla's doing now. Draw the angular. Okay, let me go to Tesla.
Look at the 1 hour when you get a chance. Never mind.
On
Sorry.
SPY?
Yeah. The 1 hour when you get a chance. We got the dojis.
Nice.
You see that?
Yes.
First one. The second one's inside of it. Now we got almost like we're coming to a little pinch.
Aha.
And it's close to that regression line or that angular line that we drew on that 1 hour chart before.
Yeah, that's this guy here.
Mm-hmm.
So I
See it?
just realized that I was looking at my paper account, and as of right now, I started last week. I've officially doubled my paper account.
Dude, that's bitching.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I'm at 1,900 right now, so I'm like basically $100 away from doubling it to 2,000.
That is so cool.
Thank you guys for that. That's for sure.
That's why we love doing this. And now that I'm reading a book that's been suggested to me for months now, called The Go-Giver, I'm beginning to understand the value in that. And it's all in that statement I quoted in the first law of success. Let me pull that up again.
All right, critical level here again. See if we can't break this Globex high from 1229 at 38.39.75. Well, we just did as I said it.
Nice.
Let's see now. The thing about learning these patterns is very important. Keep going.
I'm going to post that quote again in our channel here, the Discord channel. This thing speaks volumes to me. That's why I love this statement so much. Your true worth is determined by how much more you give in value than you take in payment.
That's true.
And here at Bullish Bears, we've got that covered because we do not charge anywhere near what other communities charge for membership stuff. And at the same time, we give some of our secrets away free on YouTube every day. The stuff we do inside, if you get some testimonials from our existing members, most of them will tell you, dude, it's about equivalent to taking a family of 4 to Chick-fil-A for a monthly membership, and the value you get in that is incredible. And that's why that statement speaks so much to me, because we've got experience in what we do. Is we don't make money selling a service, we make money trading. We're showing you how. That's where the value is. We're essentially giving it away at any price. And I'll tell you, I don't want to toot my own horn and get a big head about it, but that's exactly how it is. And I'm going to keep doing it. I'm not going to stop. I don't mind this at all. This is great for me because while I'm teaching, I'm learning more and more every day. I mean, I went from teaching that 1 and 5 minute chart over and over and over again on penny stocks to trading a 5-second MES chart, and being able to plot the same price action on SPY with a 5-second chart to know exactly where breaks happen and exactly where trades happen. That's me learning while I'm teaching. That's nothing more than that. And yes, I can gain it from experience over time. I would have eventually gotten here, but me being able to show others how to do this stuff has accelerated my ability to learn this. So that's where I get value back from that. And I'll never stop. This is never going to burn me out. It's never going to make me tired. I love it.
We're never going to stop.
That's right. Never gonna give you. Oh, wait. I don't want. Isn't that the Rick Roll song? Never gonna give you up. Never gonna turn you. Okay, I don't want to start singing that.
We'll make you dance soon.
No, we just love showing you guys how to take advantage of price action and realistically not give a damn what the talking heads say about charts and stocks and things. We just trade the damn chart, and that's all we need. Anyway, let me get Tesla on a grid. So, but before I do, here's UNG doing the same thing. And until it gets out of this descending channel with a break above that regression line, I'm going to leave it alone.
3 points.
Nice. Good work, man.
That's right.
That break
I
was
used
clean.
a different strategy on that one.
Nice
I used
move.
a total different strategy on that one. Oh, I used candlesticks.
Awesome.
I saw where I was going to get. Now I used that other strategy, similar, where you buy at the bottom of the candle. Yeah. Except sometimes you don't buy on the candle there. Sometimes you go over to the left and you find the candle that you need to buy or sell.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried sizing up?
Me?
Stone? Yeah.
Yeah, I have, and I've gotten spanked when I did that. That's why I'm taking my time to get this stuff right, because I had so much going on at once. So, but it's going good now. I got my ship straight.
I'm figuring out. I don't do too much sizing up anymore, but when I know that it's going to a certain point,
Yeah.
the price action,
Right.
and I'm like 1 or 2 ticks away, I'll size up a couple of positions. And then, of course, I double my profit there. But there has been like maybe 1 or 2 times that it has reversed on me, and I had to like wait out some pain.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's really good. I like the sizing. I generally do 2 contracts right now, and then, but I've been perfecting some things to make sure that I have them down. Like, even though I got the 3 points on that, I should have stayed in and got down to 38.35. But
so just recently, those 2 points that came down on SPY right now on 1 minute, I got in, and I knew it was coming down a couple more points, so I sized up right now, and it just got over $100.
Nice work, man.
this man, come on.
But I don't do that often. I've been wrecked as well.
Yeah. Anytime you
and
add risk to the fire, it's like, However,
And
you can scale in
also
and scale out.
haven't Yes, I don't know how to do that yet, and it's very not complicated, but if you're trying to scalp, I don't think you have the time to do that. For me, I can size in, but I can't size out.
Dude, no, that's all right though. You're getting it and you're doing it right with the paper trading, because those futures are fiat sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's really good. I've been working on some things, so I see where I would like if I go longer, I'm gonna, scalps to me, it's quick in and out. If I'm going longer and I'm gonna swing it, then that's something I'll size into. Because then like if like not if but like when it hits the level I the chart show me it should hit and it holds it, well then I'll add more to it because then I
Yeah.
know that we're going to my target.
To be
Right.
honest, after hours when I'm trading the MES, I tend to swing trade more, and it's way more profitable. Like I know where the price action is going.
Right.
I'll go in between like the pain. It'll go like what $200-300 up, and then it'll just fall to where my point is, where my target is, and I just boom every time. I just bang every single time.
That's awesome, man. Man after my own heart. Um, one of these days, we're gonna ask you guys to write us some testimonials we can publish.
Why is it
Oh,
doing that?
definitely. I'm definitely going to be writing up something soon.
You know what? I'm going to kick my ass. You see, I should have stayed in that dang thing to what I said, 38, 35.
Yep.
Watch.
Keep going.
Yeah,
Watch.
if you would have swing traded that and then sized up a little bit, you would
Mhm.
make some more money.
That'd have been all right. That's all right. That's all right. I knew what I was doing. So that's the key. I knew what I was doing and I had confidence in it. And what's
Hey.
really funny, and Jeremy and I talk about this all the time, I used a different strategy just now.
Yep.
Just used a total different strategy to get in there. Just basically looked
Wait.
at the chart and went,
We stayed exactly inside this 10-11 bar right here, by the way, just now. Saw that coming. I have it two
And look-
ways for analysis. I have the channel, regression to bottom, and I have the control bar right here.
Yep.
You could literally just draw horizontal lines on this control bar. Once this broke, you know exactly where the target was.
yeah, that's
All right,
awesome.
guys, I gotta get going. Thank you for everything.
Yeah,
Are
man.
you guys gonna be around for the power hour?
Gonna try.
Well, if
I'm
I
gonna
see
try
you
it.
guys, if I see you. If not, have a good day. All the best.
You too, man.
And
Thank
if
you,
not, I'll see you
Ricardo.
tomorrow.
I hate
Appreciate
that
it,
it's I hate that it's a crapshoot right now lately for us getting back here on the power hour, but we're gonna
It's okay.
try
It's
and
okay. It's
come.
not a big deal.
Well, we're gonna
End
try
of
and
the
come up
year,
with a regular schedule, but like sometimes it's governed by price action. If there's good price action leading up to the power hour, we'll be ready to take it. But sometimes it's boring. Like yesterday, it was just absolute crap. So it was like we were there, but it wasn't really worth being there. So
All right. Well, if I catch you, if not, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
right on, man.
Sounds great. Take
Have a
care.
good day, guys.
You too, man.
See, I lost that one trade on the penny stocks where I lost $2.30. Nothing. That's nothing now because my one win just like was,
Oh, right.
like 10 times that.
Yeah.
If, yeah, 10 times that. My
Okay.
one win, 10 times my loss
I'm gonna go over
because I listened to Jeremy.
my thoughts on Tesla, and then probably bug out for a quick break.
Sounds
and
good.
Sign off the YouTube and stuff. I look at the weekly chart because I can see there's control bars here, very similar to what I see with SPY, where I had that $10 or 10-11 candle right here, where we were inside that range. Look at a weekly chart on pretty much any large cap, and you'll spot previous bull trend has control bars in it, and it's just basically you're looking at stacks of orders where people bought it. They probably took their profit long ago, but oftentimes the market loves to rhyme and come back and visit the pivot points within those control bars, the high and the low, or the open and the close. Open and a close, because that's where the body is. The wicks are the high and low. Long story short, zoom in on those suckers, figure out exactly where your pivot points are, and then go and look at where we're at now. Add your regression descending channel, and figure out where you can expect a reversal to happen. Just like trading a penny chart or anything else, it's all the same price action. I could give a damn what people are saying about Tesla. I know Elon is one of those guys who loves to pull a hat trick and suddenly pump the stock, whatever. The chart tells me ahead of time. There's a channel. There is a 50% pivot right up here at like 206, 207. If this channel starts to get bullish, that's where it's going. Simple enough. If it breaks control levels, look left on your weekly again. Figure out where the next control levels are. We've got a pivot down here, a pivot down here. Anything can happen. he could go and he made that promise he wouldn't sell any shares going into 2023, and maybe he breaks it. Who knows? The dude is completely random. That's cool. I love that because that produces random tooth chipping, as we like to call it. But the chart stays true to it. The chart will tell us ahead of time. The chart does not lie. The chart does not deceive. The chart does not go out and try to manipulate anything. It just shows you history, and when you have history, you have a tendency to repeat it. So, kind of neat to look at. Now, go to the daily chart. You can see I went and I skewed that line on the weekly chart. Weeble's a little weird with trend lines sometimes, so I'll go and adjust it again. That regression line is important, and when we finally do break above it, which it's now descended to about 129, cool, we can get bullish again. But until then, I'm just sitting on my hands and waiting for this to turn around. There was talk in an article, a bunch of short sellers, what are they up to, like 15 billion in income from shorting Tesla from 400 and whatnot. Fine by me. But if you want to compare this to a certain Reddit group where they're sitting there waiting for the short squeeze on AMC and GameStop, Tesla's going to show you what a real short squeeze looks like eventually, because sometime these guys are going to have to cover, and they're going to start panic buying to close their short positions, just like you would try to expect for what the other people are chipping their teeth about. And I'm telling you, pay attention to the chart, because the chart's going to tell you where the move's likely to go and how it's going to get there and where the setup's going to be. That is all. I'm going to keep that on YouTube because I want that to go in history. Right up that regression line, man. Just watch that sucker. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to sign off. And yeah, I've got no trade in Tesla right now. I'm just going to wait for the reversal and trade the bull side.
What's that retracement on Tesla?
Last week I did put together like a bull call spread out to like February 17th expiration. It didn't come into fruition. That was back when we were coming down to touch the regression line. I was expecting maybe a bounce because we got the typical rule of three where we had 3 attempts on angular resistance, which showed up on the daily chart. 1, 2, 3. There was a chance of it coming back off that regression line and breaking out. It didn't. Closed it. It's kind of a YOLO lotto play. It didn't cost very much. Not a big deal. Now I'm going to sit on my hands and wait for the actual sign of a reversal. Damn.
3 touches.
Dragging my lines. Yep.
Oh. 3 touches.
On our SPY chart, yes.
No, just that's how I got in on that MES play. I saw 3 touches, 3 bullish touches, and I went, oh. When we had the bearish engulfing, I went, uh-huh. And so I sold a candle bottom to the left and waited for me to get filled. He had my stop loss in, and I got my 3 points. Thank you, Sensei.
Anytime, man. That's why I love
That's how I learned all this stuff at Bullish Bears, everybody. I learned this. Anything I do, I learned here. I didn't go anywhere else to learn it. Well, there's a couple of articles I may have read, a couple of videos, but 98% of what I know comes from Bullish Bears.
That's awesome. And we are Bullish Bears, and you know.
Oh, that's right. I am one, huh?
Not only were you a member, now you're a moderator.
6 months after joining, I said, I'm going Lifetime.
There you go.
I did. I bought Lifetime back last Christmas.
And I'm telling you, you guys come in here, you know, you join, you learn something, and if you learn something that you can go and give back, you can go and teach, we'll make you into a moderator. I'm telling you, we'll talk you into it.
Well, might take a couple times.
Might take a couple times, but we'll get there. I won't hesitate to ask you when the time's right, and you might not even.
I appreciate it.
You might not even believe the time's right. We know.
Dude, the fact that I kicked and screamed and you still said, come do it.
Yep.
And then after I did it, I'm still kicking and screaming. You're like, could be all right.
Could be all right. And I didn't lie when I said, dude, when you start teaching this stuff, it accelerates your learning. And dude, here you are.
It's accelerating my teaching too. This is so much fun. This is my career. That's why I love it.
That's it, man. This is your new job. and it's not a
I
job.
get to play
just,
video games,
It's the
and
greatest job ever.
I get
'Cause you
to
love
play
it.
video games all day long.
That's
Yeah,
it.
because I'm home boss. I love it.
All right then. Well, I'm going to sign off of YouTube, guys, and I'm going to go take a quick lunch and come back into our Discord channel, go over a couple things. I'm going to try and make the second half of that series I've been making on the wheel trade video today, if I can. My article's all done. We're going to wait to launch it into next week. And then I've got another article I'm starting to write, and another article I wrote a paragraph on so far. So I got some literature coming out for our blog on our website. If you guys are listening on YouTube, check out our website and look around in there. I think you'll like what you see. Plus, we've got some free courses on there too. So check it out, and you'll know my articles when you see them, because I write some pretty good ones. I like the collar strategy article and what is a trading community, and a few others that I've written that are just. I like my own articles. Let's just say that. But
That's okay. Samuel L. Jackson likes his own movies.
there we go. That's right.
I like the way I play.
That's it. When you love what you do, you love what you teach. Very cool. Anyway, we'll see you guys later. Tell your friends. Drop a hint to this video. I dropped a lot of knowledge in this one, and if it'll stay on the YouTube channel. It's live feed, but you can watch it again later. Tell your friends about this stuff. Just give them the, hey man, check these guys out. These guys are pretty neat. They teach a lot. And this particular video, I dropped a lot of knowledge in, so have at it.
Yes, you did.
Tell your friends. You can like and subscribe if you'd like. Comment. We actually answer comments here. Give us the old nudge of approval. We'll see you guys later.
Bye. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.